The Proving Grounds, final GM Nightfall of the season. I think Proving Grounds used to be, at least, one of the tougher, if not the toughest GM Nightfall in the game due to a really annoying middle section and what used to be a pretty stressful boss room. With Particle Deconstruction, however, things are a bit easier than their Season 13 counterpart. You will need unstoppable and anti-barrier rounds, and you will also need all three elements. The amount of shielded enemies in this place is actually very small, but the issue is that the shielded enemies that you can get are technically random. You're guaranteed to get solar and void shields, but sometimes a special enemy will show up with an arc shield as well. It is very possible to brute force a shield or two, but you just need to clear out most of the other enemies, as this shielded enemy will spawn in the tank room, and the tank room is very, very lethal. If you wanted to skip on running arc, I would understand, but one person throwing on a tarantula linear fusion or something like that is not the worst idea. So, guns, weapons. Here's the thing. Okay, well, to those who just want to know what guns and they don't care about anything else I'm going to say, my team ran 2 Eriana's Vow, a Mythoclast with a sniper, and 3 threaded needles with me on a pulse rifle and another person on a hand cannon. This is what was working for us, so if that's all you wanted to know, you can skip the next part if you don't want to hear me ramble. Okay, here's the thing about weapons. Auto rifle anti-barrier rounds are cringe at best. My team ran 2 Eriana's Vow, and it was a very good decision in my opinion. I tried Shadow Price out for like 3 minutes, and I just wanted to go back to Eriana's Vow. The tank room is very dangerous. You are not going to have a lot of time to stand out in the open and shoot an auto rifle at a barrier champion 18 miles away. It's not safe, it's too slow, I don't think it's good. Auto rifles do not have a ton of range, and this is one place where you're going to want some range on your anti-barrier capabilities. Some people said that they were trying out Arbalest. Arbalest itself is good, it's a linear fusion, but I don't think Disruption Break gets a lot done here unless maybe you're all running it, because the bonus damage that you get from Disruption Break is kinetic only, and also Arbalest still has no anti-champion capabilities. In this season, you're using heavy ammo linears and non-kinetic weapons to kill most threatening targets. Tried out Anarchy. I think Anarchy is a waste in this place besides taking down the big shields that the boss deploys when we have stuff like Threaded Needle, but even then, you don't really need Anarchy. Otherwise, we didn't experiment too much because we just talked a lot about loadouts and what we thought would work and what wouldn't, and came to the conclusion that 2 Erianas and 3 Threaded Needle was just gonna give us the results that we were looking for, and they certainly did. I used a Pulse. You could use a Scout here if you're not too worried about Unstoppable. Scout's not bad. Sneaky ran with a Fatebringer. That's fine too, because you don't need Overload Bow. If you don't have any Erianas, I don't think you're gonna have a fun time here. This is not gonna be fun. A Mythoclast on one person is pretty nice to stack Particle quickly, and because it's just a beast of a primary weapon, but you don't need to have it. But it's a good pick, and it's somewhat likely that at least one of you is going to have it. Try Dagger's Scepter, not really enough enemies to make it worth it, and you're kind of at range a lot of the time. Telesto, heard a lot of people raving about Telesto, still a bit limited by range for my personal tastes. I'd probably do Jotun if you're going to make that kind of a play, but you know, if Telesto's working for you, then keep it rolling. Subclasses, old reliables, are good here. Titans, it is your time to shine. Banner Shield is absolutely amazing here. I cannot recommend it enough for both the tank and the boss room. Tons of orb generation, great protection, no reason to really use much else. Warlocks. Well of Radiance is fine, but it's not going to save you from tank shots or other one-shot abilities that are going to get thrown at you. I don't think it is necessary. I don't think you need a well, and we actually had our one Warlock on Chaos Reach at one point, and then they were using Stasis again, which both worked out pretty well. Hunters, Shadow Shot, I think you know the deal by now. I really wouldn't recommend much else. Could you make something else work? Absolutely. Am I going to recommend anything other than just playing it safe for your first clear of this place? No. Top Tree is probably a little bit safer because you don't need to fire 6 shots, but either one is honestly fine. Mods. Concussive Dampener are going to be very good here with Solar or Void Resist, depending on where your troubles are. Void Resist is more for the boss, but I was running Solar Concussive, and I felt like I could tank shots to the face from the boss. Solar is for taking less damage from grenades, tanks, interceptors. It's a little more useful throughout the rest of the strike, but then Void Resist is going to be better for the boss. A direct hit from a tank is going to kill you, but you can live from a shot not perfectly on target. Otherwise, the usual is going to work here. Protective Light is fine, but it's unlikely to save you from the big tank shots in the same way that a Well of Radiance is not going to save you from the big tank shots. You might want to have someone running Aeons here for heavy ammo, as there are quite a lot of chunky targets that will demand some heavy ammo usage. Alright, let's get in there. If you're familiar with how things were in Season 13, then you should be prepared to play it exactly the same. Just swap Anti-Barrier Sniper with Eriana's Vow and you're golden. It's literally the same. The first area just has a bunch of trash mobs and a couple of champions. You can smash your way up the middle, or you can go up on the ledges here and just take out the champions and move on. Whatever you do, after you kill the Unstoppable Champion by the entrance to the tank, the first boss shows up. Dude just has an absolute ton of health. Bungie didn't really change that at all. Plink plonk away as you see fit, depending on your ammo. At half health, up comes a shield and a bunch of adds out of this left side door, along with an Unstoppable Champion. Just take them out as they're spawning out of the door. Take turns trying to break the shield generator when the boss is kind of turning around figuring out who to shoot. It takes 9 Eriana's Vow shots to kill this shield generator, just so you know. The whole magazine. Kill the big guy however you want, and then head inside. Okay, the tank room. This is where most teams are going to get held up. The cover is decent-ish, but there are going to be a lot of very lethal tank shots flying your way, in combination with grenades from Cabal, shielded Centurions with big guns, and champions able to two-shot you. Before you hop in here, take out whatever Cabal you can see through the hole. It should be at most 2 Phalanx, 2 Legionnaire. Here we go. Drop in. Immediately take out the Sniper Scions on the upper ledges on both sides. Head to your preferred side, ours is on the right, and assuming you have Banner Shield, pop that and let your teammates kill some stuff here. Whatever target you can shoot is a good target. If you don't have Banner Shield, then just, I don't know, just shoot stuff. It's fine. The main threats here will be the Interceptors, wherever they happen to be, along with Barrier Champs and the Shielded Centurion. However, in my opinion, the secret threat is actually all of the garbage enemies, the Phalanx and the Legionnaires. They will be launching grenades non-stop, they can sneak around your right side, and are just super annoying. I spent a good amount of time just popping Eriana shots into these targets to get them low, and then I either took them out with a pulse or just another Eriana shot. The amount of freedom you get from killing these enemies is much more than you would think that you would get. And I would recommend trying to kill some of this garbage when you can with Eriana's Vow, especially because you can just go right through Phalanx shields. Otherwise, your next target is likely to be the Centurion, and then the 2 champions, and then the Interceptors after you get a wave of War Beast doggies. I would try to save other supers for the next waves if possible, but if you need to use them here, that's totally fine. You're going to have a wave of about 7 to 8 doggies spawning in after, I believe, the champion goes down, but it could be at another point. Just watch out for them. The wave will also include some red bar enemies, and again, the doggies. They're not very threatening unless they're chomping you, in which case, that's really bad. If they're within melee range, that is bad. After the doggy wave, and after you clear everything else, is when you can start working on the Interceptors. It is for the best to just try to hide from them the whole time, but if you can get a kill to happen, absolutely you should go for it. Note that if you're having trouble hitting the Scion in the Interceptor, because they have a Void Shield, you can just blow up the Interceptor itself by dumping a lot of damage into it. You know, it's kind of a last resort, but you can do that. Oh, there should also be some sort of Scion boss here to actually trigger the next waves of stuff, but generally speaking, the next wave triggers when everything in the room is dead. This next wave, wave number 2, is a little bit harder. Have your team in position in the back as the final Interceptor dies. You got 2 tanks in the back spamming one-shot missiles at you the whole time. You got more champs, It's a whole thing. Best thing I can recommend is that as soon as the wave starts, you immediately blow up the barrier champion that spawns out of this bottom right doorway. It is unlikely that they pop their barrier shield immediately after exiting the door. They're very likely to jump even if you get them past the HP threshold. Just do your best to kill this champion because it will really help you later on. Killing one of the tanks is what spawns the next wave of adds, including a champion from that same doorway. So only kill a tank if you're ready for it. Do not be cute. Do not surprise your team with a tank kill like, haha, guys, I killed a tank early, because that's going to spawn another champion wave, and then your teammates are going to be mad at you. Just make sure you coordinate it. If you're going to kill it early, just say that you're killing it. So, champion dies, or it doesn't die. Either way, kill the snipers that are going to spawn in the same spots as last time as well. I'm popping another banner shield if I have it here. Honestly, now that I'm watching this footage back, this next wave is basically the same as the interceptor wave, except the interceptors are now tanks. So, just kill garbage in the same way that you were doing it and kill the shielded targets as you're able to. You should have another champion in the middle as well, another barrier champion. Be aware these champs can wander into your lane to the left, either by just walking or jumping. So be ready for them. Be ready to look left for them if they come into that lane, because if they do come into that lane, you're in trouble if you're not stunning and killing them. Ideally, you have all non-tank targets dead before you're killing a tank. I'm not 100% sure what's spawning the doggies here. I assume it's just a general killing of adds, but be ready for those as well. We had one time where we got them pre-tank kill, another time we didn't get them after a somewhat fast tank kill, so just be on the lookout for them. When you're ready, all the adds are dead, it's tank time. Kill a tank, and then get ready for another wave of adds, including another berry in the exact same spot. Do the exact same thing. Blow it up immediately. Kill the champion, kill the rest of the junk, and then kill the tank. Number one thing I can recommend here is do not have your back pressed against a wall. A tank shot will hit that wall, and you will die due to that tank shot hitting the wall. I promise you it'll happen. It will happen, even if it's on the ramp, whatever. Just stand closer to this giant sheet of metal for your cover. Do not have your back against a ramp, a wall, whatever. Tank shots and interceptor shots are the most lethal, followed by champions, followed by grenade spam. I'm going to let a little gameplay roll here so you can kind of see all this in action. Dead.
Snipers.
I'm going ad hunting.
Get left sniper if you can.
I'll get him.
I only broke a shield.
Oh, I didn't know your banner ran out.
Sorry. I didn't either.
You're gonna probably need the banner to get me.
Yeah, I'll get him up.
Ow.
Half. Missile coming in. And I'm out. I'm tapped.
You're probably closer to super than I am, in all honesty.
Yeah, I have it half. I'm hunting for garbage.
Tank trap.
Oh, I shot him in the ass.
Hell yeah.
Oh, sniper's still up. Careful.
Yeah.
I want to try and go shoot it.
Shoot tank on right. Shoot tank on right.
Okay.
It's dead. I got it.
Scion's down. Scion's down.
Doggy.
Champion down low. Champion down low if we can burst.
I want to take our dogs first, honestly.
Down. Oh, I see him.
Prime.
Nice kill. Just walling here for a sec. Looking for garbage ads. Kill garbage. Kill garbage.
Tank came right. Tank came right.
Oh, baby. Yep.
Shot again.
If you guys can ban Earth to give me orbs, then let me know.
About 85%. The next chunk of this place is not too bad. You're going to head down into the next section. You're going to have a champion here with some junk ads and a mini boss kind of phalanx. It's just a phalanx with a lot of health. Grab the ball and just immediately drop it because you're going to have a bunch of trash to kill in here. Gladiators, legionnaires, a couple of turrets on the left, one close, one far, 2 orange bar legionnaires, and a berry next to the ball dunk area. No need to rush here at all. Just kill stuff. This is not the hard part. Go grab the ball, dunk it, move on to the next section. You're going to have a shielded target, solar damage, a champion, couple of turrets, couple of junk ads here. Note that once you kill the shielded target, I believe it's the shielded target, you will have ads spawning in that main room again, pretty much the same as the first wave that greeted you with the gladiators. Just kill all this stuff before grabbing the ball. After dunking in the second ball, you just have some more trash mobs to kill here. A couple of champions, bunch of doggies, some orange bar, health bar enemies. Again, not a big deal here. Just kill stuff. Try to get some finishers in if you got Aeons, and ammo up. Boss room this time around is not nearly as bad because killing the champions is not nearly as difficult as Season 13. They die much faster, much more reliably, which means you can adjust to the playfield much faster. Head to the back part of the arena where the tunnel is. You're going to be living here most of the time. Have one person go start the fight and then meet up with you. When the boss loses around 3 to 5% of its health, you're going to have ads drop in right on top of you. It's not a lot, it's only like 3 ads, but if you're not paying attention, you are going to die to them. Kill them off and continue plinking the boss until it gets to about 66% health. You can do this however you want, primary, special, whatever. The boss will be sending constant fireball waves at you. Kill these fireballs because if they hit you, you're going to die. These need to die. Every single one of these needs to die. Also, again, do not have your back to the wall. Shots from the boss will hit the wall, which will hit you, and they will kill you. It sucks to die this way. Stay away from the wall. Plink away until 66% health. At 66%, boss is going to toss up a shield in the middle of the room and will spam fireballs at you even more aggressively for about 13 waves of them. You will also have an unstoppable champion spawn out of the door to your immediate right, and then on the opposite side on the left. Blow up the one on your right immediately. This was what was hard about Season 13. As you can see here, it is no longer that difficult at all. A couple of linear shots from everyone will drop these dudes in a second. I would wait to stun the champion until the champion starts moving towards you. If you stun them while they're in their spawning animation of walking out the door, the game will sometimes register that you stunned them, but because they're not actually active yet, sometimes it won't actually count, but you won't be able to re-stun them because you already kind of triggered the cooldown. Just give it a second, wait for them to start walking and aggroing towards you, and then stun, and then you don't have to worry about that for the other one because it's already walking towards you. The shield here that the boss deploys is a pain to blow up with all of the fireballs getting spit out. You need to get pretty close to the shield, wait for a wave of fireballs, kill them all, run in, pop a couple of shots, then leave, rinse, repeat. Kind of annoying. It's very doable though. However, there is a finite number of fireball waves that the boss will launch. I think it's about 13 waves. After a while, after those waves, the boss will just stop launching those fireballs. I don't know why it happens, but they just stop. So it's recommended that you just wait out the waves of fireballs if you don't want to take any chances, and then once they stop, you go in and you destroy the shield generator. This process repeats itself again for the second phase until 33% health. New ads are going to spawn in immediately after the shield is destroyed, and you will plink plonk away at the boss for another 33% HP, although the boss is a bit more mobile now, jumping and moving from side to side. At 33% health, the boss is going to jump on top of the tunnel, shield up, and continue to launch fireballs. The champion will not spawn until the boss jumps up, so be a little bit patient and use the tunnel for cover if you need to. Blow up the champion in the exact same way and immediately rotate to the front of the room, killing fireballs as you can or just even outrunning them. If you have a banner shield, this is the time to pop it. Kill the champion, pop the shield, eat all the fireballs for your team. You can actually eat 2 waves if you stay close and don't use your energy on anything else. Kill the other champion, and you will again wait out the waves of fireballs. It works the exact same way. Have 2 people, 1 on each side, take out the shield gen, because the boss will stomp you if you're close to him, so just be aware of that. Don't be too close to the boss. After that shield generator goes down, the boss is going to jump down and will chase you around the entire arena. You're going to get another small wave of ads, 3 on each side, same size, just kill them off, and now you can chase the boss around the room and go for the kill. Use everything you have to just end the fight as soon as possible. Watch out for fireballs, keep your distance, you do not need to rush here. And that's about it. Tank room is still probably the most threatening part of the entire Nightfall. Most runs, I think, are going to die there. The boss room isn't as threatening, but it does not take much for things to go horribly wrong in there, so you should still take it somewhat seriously. Try to spread out in there as well. You don't want to get clustered up and all three of you get one shot. Forgetting about a spawn or even missing a fireball, all that can cause a chain reaction, which you really don't want to deal with. But it's not as bad as Season 13, so if you had a tough time back in Season 13, I would definitely try it again, and it should be a bit more manageable with Particle Deconstruction. If you have any loadouts that were really working for you, feel free to drop them in the comments. But that is the last GM of the season. Conqueror is now available yet again. So good luck in there. Good luck getting the title. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.